Hey listeners, the magic is calling you to the most magical place on earth, Walt Disney World Resort, for the world's most magical celebration, beginning October 1st. It's a 50th anniversary spectacular filled with everything you've come to expect from Walt Disney World Resort, including those classic attractions you love, plus some exciting new ones, like Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Believe me, this is a once-in-a-lifetime celebration you won't want to miss. Because when you celebrate at Walt Disney World Resort, nothing could be more magical. To learn more, check out disneyworld.com/beforebreakfast. Welcome to Before Breakfast, a production of iHeartRadio. Good morning. This is Laura. Welcome to the Before Breakfast podcast. Today's tip is to plan your exit. I mean your actual physical exit from things, though we'll discuss the importance of planning endings in general in future episodes. I know as I'm recording this that many of us haven't gone to big events in a while, but someday we will. By thinking through the logistics of leaving, you can save yourself all kinds of time. I track my time, and I've realized over the years that I have spent some non-zero quantity of time stuck in the parking lot by the Eagles Stadium. A few years ago, on an early May day, my husband and I parked there to run the Broad Street 10-mile race. Afterwards, the reality of many thousands of runners running with us meant that we spent longer trying to leave the parking lot than we did running. And we're not that fast. My 10-year-old son has asked for Eagles tickets for the past few years for his birthday. Let's just say that you either need to leave at halftime or plan on leaving at least 90 minutes after the event, because otherwise you will go nowhere fast. Or at least you might go nowhere fast, but not if you take Before Breakfast listener Lisa's advice. Lisa wrote in that when I have a choice at events, I plan my exit. If I'm going to a concert, large event, grocery shopping, I do not take the first available space. I keep driving, noticing the exit signs, and park in a spot that is heading in the right direction and in front of everyone else that will be leaving at the same time. This has saved so much time after events. She's absolutely right, and also right that most of us don't think about this. When we go to big events, we're likely running late. We're eager to find parking, so we take whatever spot we see. We feel excited if it looks like we're relatively close to the venue. We don't even think about the direction of traffic or of heading over to the downside of the parking garage. And then, when we leave with tens of thousands of other people, we learn that we'll be looping around the lot or the garage or having to turn left or something else that will add a frustratingly long block of time at the end. That's especially annoying when all you want to do is go home. Park by the exit, and this won't be the case. Or you could be really smart about your exits by skipping the parking altogether. We finally solved the issue of epic exits at Eagles games by taking Uber to the stadium, catching the subway after the game to head a few stops farther north, then catching an Uber there in some other neighborhood, far away from the crowds. This past fall, my son and I were home in less time than it took us to travel 100 yards in our car the year before. We were feeling very good that we'd planned our exit. I know that many people aren't going many places these days, especially not places with crowds. But the next time in the future when you do go somewhere with lots of other people, really think through the exit situation. What choices will enable you to leave quickly? A little thought can save you hours. In the meantime, this is Laura. Thanks for listening, and here's to making the most of our time. Hey everybody, I'd love to hear from you. You can send me your tips, your questions, or anything else. Just connect with me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Before Breakfast Pod. That's BE, the number 4, then breakfast, POD. You can also shoot me an email at beforebreakfastpodcast@iheartmedia.com. That Before Breakfast is spelled out with all the letters. Thanks so much. I look forward to staying in touch. Before Breakfast is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.
We know you love their clothes, but guess what? Gap just announced their first ever home line sold exclusively at Walmart. Gap Home offers super soft bedding, luxe bath essentials, elevated tableware, and more inspired finds for daily life. Gap is committed to doing good for the planet, and that starts at home. From bedding to bath, Gap Home includes items made with organic cotton and recycled materials. Everything is made with the planet in mind. You could shop at walmart.com/Gap Home.